Hi everybody, I'm Kim. Welcome back to another video. So this is my super simple top-down setup. Really all I've done is added a carbon fiber arm to my existing tripod, and it just gets me a bit of extension over whatever shooting table I have. Now this is a 7-foot tripod, so it can go very tall, but for this video I've just lowered my table down to knee height just so we can all fit in the frame, which I think is a bit easier. But quite often if I'm on location I might have to shoot a bit higher, which does make it very difficult to see the camera and operate the controls, all that kind of stuff. So tethering into Capture One for iPad, if I just start that there, you'll see it. So once I tether it to Capture One for iPad, I then have control of my camera and I can see the shots I'm taking, but there's no live view yet in there. I'm presuming Capture One are working on this. I know we did talk about it in past conversations about trying to get that developed, but I found a workaround, so I want to share that with you today. So basically all I've done is I've just added a little USB-C dongle into my iPad, which is a USB-C iPad. And into that I have a capture card, which kind of seems obvious when you think about it, right? So you can see the HDMI cable coming out here, and it just goes into the capture card. And then I use an app to display it on my iPad. So this is the app I'm using, and I'll list it in the description. I've tried lots of them out, but I think this one is probably the best. It's also free, which kind of ticks a lot of boxes for me. And if I turn my camera on, you might actually be able to see the live view in it. So let's just turn that camera on there. And there we go. So I've got live view, so I can see all my controls and everything there. I can control from Capture One, and I can see, there's my hand, look, see my live view happening from here. So kind of the best of both worlds. I'll have all the parts listed that you need to do this down in the description, of course, so you can choose to do it yourself and play with it and see if you get on. But I find this is a really good solution for me. I've got power all day long. I've got a portable setup, which is all self-contained. Everything's there, everything's easy, and everything works. So what more can I ask for? Hey, so I've just taken apart the setup here just so I can show you what's going on. So I have my tripod here. It's got its mounting plate 90 degrees away from it. Here's my little boom arm extension at carbon fiber, 33mm. That extends out to being only about that far. There's probably slightly bigger ones you get, but this was more than enough for me. I originally bought this just for holding my camera on a little mini tripod for Zoom calls over the pandemic, but it's been quite a useful little tool. I'm glad I bought it. So this just slots in with the aid of a tripod plate on the bottom of it there. It has a 1/4 mount, which is very handy. So if I just pop that into my tripod and tighten it down, there we go. Instant extension, and that's it. It's pretty straightforward. This is the setup here. You can adjust it shorter or longer as you need, and if it's not enough length and you really need to do it, you can always just move your tripod at a bit more of an angle. Just make sure to put some ballast on that back leg, just to balance out the weight a bit. Once you put a heavy camera in this end, you don't move it to full. So that's that bit of it. Obviously camera mounts on this end. Then for the iPad, I just have a little iPad mount I bought. It's pretty cheap. It's got it on Amazon. It's spring loaded, so you can put the iPad in and out of that fairly straightforward. There's the spring on the bottom up there. Got which side it will. That just goes on a little small ring magic arm onto a clamp, which is big enough to fit the leg of the tripod. I then have a, let's take that off there at one hand. That's a V-mount battery plate in there, and a V-mount battery, so they just slot together nice and easy. I then use the clamp that's on this one just to attach to that. I probably could mount it on because there is mounting holes in this guy here, but I like the flexibility of being able to have an extra clamp and just move it as needed. So I just clamped it onto that and it's not going anywhere, and then I just attach that down onto the leg of my tripod. Hopefully you can see that there. And that's pretty much it. This little magic arm lets me adjust whichever way I want my tripod done. And even if I'm doing headshots, I do this because it's really great to be able to just quickly show the client on the iPad the shots that are done. So, it just, iPad just kind of mounts in there like that, and it's good to go. I mean, it's really straightforward. Not much to it. You might note on the back of my case, so if you can see that or not, there is a tiny bit of Velcro. That I find important for me because of the little USB dongle I have. This took quite a while to figure out and find. Actually, let me just move this out of the way for a moment because it's kind of in the way. This took quite a while to figure out and find what I needed to have for this, because I needed something that could both do USB-C power and USB-C data delivery for my tether cable on my big files in the GFX I tend to use a lot of the time. This also has a couple of USB-A ports, and that's when I got the idea of plugging in this little guy here, this little capture card. I did a review on this a couple of years ago. You know, it's a very basic little capture card. It's not... it's a little basic capture card. It's not amazing quality, but it works. So that just plugs in to this. This Velcro attaches onto the back of my iPad, and that plugs in to there. Oh, it's USB. So that kind of gives me more ports. So yeah, I just have my video capture in there. I'll plug my tether cable into another one of the ports, and then the USB power delivery, which is on the other side of it, goes into that V-mount, and that's just all connected up. Very straightforward setup, but works like a charm. And yeah, it's kind of cool. So the live view was the big thing for me being able to get out. So when I'm adjusting things on my top down, I can really see it on a bigger screen, because it's sometimes impossible to see what's up there. I used to bring a second monitor out, but since I'm trying to narrow down the amount of gear I have and using an iPad for tethering remotely, that's been good. Of course, you could just use a laptop and then forget about all this, but sure, where's the fun in that? But anyway, that's me. That's a quick video. Catch you in the next one.